Yeah, I think overall we showed we can, make plays, and just the consistency piece is still lacking at times. I think just playing a full 60 minutes with focus and attention to detail and not shooting ourselves in the foot, that's still showing up. So that's stuff that we have to correct and learn from. I think just continuing to make plays down the stretch, that's what, really good teams do. And I think there was times we did that today and big moments, and there's times we didn't. So we'll watch it and learn from it and get better from it.
Do you know why? Are you concerned that stuff like that lingers longer and longer?
You mean the penalty stuff, or?
You had 5 illegal shifts, I think, in a 9-play span. Those kind of things.
It's just, concerned. No, it's just, but we have to correct it. It's just being smart and being on the same page, and it's stuff that we can control, which is, frustrating, but also things that we can fix because we can control it.
How would you evaluate your connection with Brian in particular today?
I thought we made some plays on the field where, we had some big chunks. I think there's definitely stuff that we left out there again this week. So it's a long season, and that's obviously important to our success as an offense is me and him being dialed in and being on the same page. And we're getting there, and we just got to keep working. It's like I said, it's not all said and done after one game. So we got to continue to build, and I thought there were some improvements we made this week, and got to continue to get better.
Felt like early on, concerted effort to get him the ball. I don't think he had to catch that again until the fourth quarter. Maybe that was more of a concerted effort, too, to get him downfield. How would you describe just what you set out to do in terms of getting him involved versus what actually happened?
He's a great player, so it's always going to be part of our plan to get him the ball. So I think you saw that early, and then as the game goes, we have a lot of guys that are dynamic that can do things with the ball, so we feel like we can move people around, and the way games goes, the ball just kind of finds who's open. And on third downs, and we have a lot of moving parts and guys moving around the field, and I thought we had a good plan to get guys open. And just for whatever reason, I guess I didn't notice that as that kind of lull in the middle of the game for him getting the ball. But my job is to find the guy that's open and try to get him the ball and move on. And obviously there's a big plan for us for that to be BT, because he's a great player and can win his one-on-ones.
Talk about stopping to make the mistakes that hurt you guys and beat you and all that stuff. Is that the culture that Liam is trying to figure out and get established here?
That's a good question. I think that's part of it. But I also think the guys played hard. We got each other's back. That's a big piece to this, is to not point fingers when you get some adversity. And we had some today. Had some turnovers. They went down and scored a couple times. Some back and forth. And I thought we did some good things as far as complimentary defense, bailing us out a few times, and then also us taking advantage of a turnover, going and scoring off of it. But just need more of that. So I think for us, it's just learning how to close out these games and to make the plays down the stretch. I think guys played hard and believed, and we just didn't get it done today. So, we got to learn from it and watch the tape and get better.
Brian's proved he's a good player, but it looks like maybe a little confidence right now with things not going his way. That's just my view. But have you had to bring guys along or do extra things in practice over the years anyway, when you feel like some of that isn't clicking where you want it to be?
Yeah, I never want to. First of all, I never want to speak for a guy and his confidence on where he's at. I think me and BT have a good relationship, and we do communicate. And that's just something where I got to be better for him, and vice versa. We got to help each other out. There's a couple plays today where I can give him a chance down the field where I didn't. I know there's obviously a couple plays that he can make too, and he'd tell you the same thing. So we're all in it together. It's a team sport. That's the beautiful thing about it is no one's out there by themselves. So if that is something, and he is putting pressure on himself, I'm not saying he is, he's not out there alone. He's got 10 other guys that got his back, and we're all in that together. So that's football. It's not always going to go your way.
He's clearly disappointed on the fourth down drop. Do you say anything to him in a situation like that?
Yeah, obviously, we're all frustrated in different times when we want to make that play, but just not much to say there. I think he understands the situation, and it is what it is. I went up to him and just said, hey, we got it next time. Let's go finish the game, go close it out. At that point, hoping to get another opportunity to go finish the game, but it is what it is. There's not much to say. Guys know. It's the same thing. If I have a bad throw, I know I got to make the throw. Same thing on the catch. So, we all got to just own our part and move on and improve.
To see the microscope's going to be on the play you guys did make, but you running up and down the field.
Yeah.
How much did you do well in week 2 and where this is heading?
Yeah, we did a lot well. I thought we had a good plan. For the most part, the stuff that we tried to accomplish, we did. Like we said, just the self-inflicted wounds, penalties, missed throws, drops, different things, getting off schedule. That stuff kind of showed up again. So that's the thing. Those are things we need to improve. But I thought our plan and our big plays down the field, running back room, all those guys made some big plays for us. Guys down the field winning the matchups, and I thought we had a good plan.
6 targets for Travis, but how do you evaluate him today? How do you see his role kind of developing as we go forward, particularly as a two-way player?
Yeah, it's always a work in progress as far as just our offense and figuring out, what clicks, what we're really good at. Each week's going to be different, our plan. And obviously today he had to play more defense, played a lot there down at the end of the game. So it's we got players that can play. Obviously Parker stepped in and did a nice job when his number was called. So every week will be a little bit different. I thought he's done a nice job of doing what's asked of him, and I think there's more out there that we can find. And he's a great player, and we got to continue to keep him involved just because he's really good with the ball in his hands.
Rachel Tootin gets more action today. Just what did you see from him, and how can he improve this offense? Man,
he played really well. Obviously did some stuff in the passing game, had that big catch for a touchdown, and then running the ball, just getting downhill. He had some great runs that were maybe didn't look great at first, but he pushed an extra 2, 3, 4 yards and ended up being 7-yard gains that looked like they should be probably 3-yard gains. So he did a really good job. I think our guys up front played really hard, cleared some lanes for him, and the guys ran hard.
How would you describe your relationship in game with Liam, maybe comparatively to other coaching dynamics that you've had?
It's really good. The communication is really high. I think, Coach is really passionate, which is something that I've noticed ever since he's been here, and I love that about him. And we'll get fired up, So it's been cool seeing our, And there's times where I'm not always that way. I'm kind of a little more like this, but he's honestly brought a little bit of more of that out of me, which I think has been good for our offense. And I've kind of feed off of him. And there's times we get excited and get fired up, and there's a sense of urgency though too when things aren't going great, where I feel like he does hold us accountable and not afraid to rip into us a little bit. So. I think that's good. There's a sense of urgency for us, and we need to get better, and we can improve.
On the second interception, did you think it might have been a free play? There's a flag. I think it ended up being a legal shift. But
no, I didn't think that was a free play. We were just a little off there. Me and BT, as far as some of our timing stuff, I got to clean that up. wasn't the best ball there, and seemed like every ball was getting tipped up in the air today. So got to find a way to. Limit those.
Like 2 more guys.
You played catch-up mode in so much of your career. What's it like now in consecutive weeks to be able to come out and, get points in the first quarter, including your first drive?
It's great. It's to be able to start the game that way, for our defense, us offensively to settle in early, to feel like we get some good plays, stay on track, go get points, gives us some confidence as an offense, and then for our defense too, to be able to settle in with a lead. I think that's also important. So it's been awesome. We got to continue to build off that, and like I said, learn from the stuff today. That's all great, but still got to go win the game. So, but the way we've started the last 2 weeks has been much better for sure.
What's up, everybody?
Travis, it seemed like obviously on that pass interference call you weren't. You didn't feel like it was necessarily. Just what did you see on that play? How did it break down to you?
I just can't make it. I can't leave it up to the refs. I just got to do my job, put myself in a better position.
How did you feel like you reacted? Jarring goes down, you have to come in right away. How did that process work for you?
I was good. I was prepared for the moment, prepared to do my job, but I just got to make a couple more plays.
Did they give you an idea going into the game of kind of the snap count, of kind of what your workload would be?
Yeah, they told me I'm going to play a lot more defense, so I was just prepared and ready.
What was it like matching up with Chase and Higgins?
That was great. It was great for me early in my career to, go against those two guys. They established themselves in this league, so it was great for me.
I know you're used to this, but how do you feel coming out of it with the extended snap count today?
Well, I feel great. I feel like I could go back out there and play some more, so.
What did you learn from Chase and Higgins in a game like this, or is that not something you really can digest now? You got to wait for see film and stuff? Like,
Well, they just did their job. They did what their team needed them to do. So that's what I see from them. They did what they had to do to come out with a dub.
How hard is this one to take, just team-wise, where you had so many plays? I mean, you had 3 turnovers, 3 touchdowns on the offensive side and from Trevor, and still can't grab the W.
We just gotta, like I said, we gotta go and break down this game and make sure it don't happen no more, and just do our job. Individually, I gotta do my job still.
What was going on where you guys had the 5 illegal shifts in like 9 plays? And then how did you fix it?
We just, we wasn't lining up right. We wasn't fully locked in, which I say. I had a couple mistakes too, so I got to do better with that. I think I had 2 of those or 3 of those, one of the 2, but I still got to do my job, and the other guys just got to do their job.
Brian Thomas had the 4th down drop. Do you say anything to him after the game or after the play, just to kind of pick him up or anything like that, or you guys?
I just tell him to keep his head up. That's it. I'm always have his back, no matter if he right, wrong, or do something that we know is not in his character. So I'm just going to stand behind him and continue to push him to be great.
Did he seem really, or was he really bothered by it?
I don't know. I had to go on defense. I helped him up, and it was time for me to get on defense.
Travis, you have to be patient here in the early going here. You guys are spreading the ball all over the place, not coming your way all the time. And then also, obviously, defense. I mean, is that a balance for you to, hey, go make a play and make an impact, but also you got to let it come your way?
Yeah, it's just I got to do what they ask me to do. I got to play within the system and just do my job, make sure I'm on my P's and Q's at all times.
Looks like you guys were able to do whatever you wanted early on offensively. What was that like? And then obviously the turnovers came and affected things a little bit, but looked pretty smooth outside of that early on.
Yeah, we was real smooth coming out of the game. We came out fast, but we just got to finish just like we came out.
People say the NFL is different than college, but you're fully prepared to be a two-way player. Like this is what you want to do.
Yeah, this is definitely what I want to do. There's a lot of people that's going to continue to doubt me, but I just got to go out there and do my job. Let them say what they want to say.
You talked highly about Brian. Just from what you've been able to see from him and you guys' interactions, what gives you the confidence that he can bounce back from something like this?
It's just how he go about his work. He's that man, and I see it every day in practice. I seen it through the training camp, and I seen it in games. So I just know that he's gonna bounce back and do his job.
Good. Thanks, Trevor. Appreciate it.
No problem.